Welcome back, everybody. This next segment shows that 3 heads are better than 1 when it comes to home energy improvement projects. Now, Mark DeMartell is the owner of Building Efficiency Specialist. We're having such a good time talking. I'm all over the place. He is here with Dean Schwenkback from Vastola Heating and Cooling and Fred Fellendorf from Buffalo Energy. Now, collectively, they are known as BES, Building Efficiency Specialists, and together they efficiently tackle any home energy building project. So welcome, guys. Nice to have you here. You're a team now.
Yes, thank you.
I love it. And Mark, tell us a little bit about how you all came together, because you would do a portion of a job, and then if you needed an installation specialist, or you needed someone who could work on furnaces, you've been referring these guys for years. So now you work together.
Yeah, what we've basically done is try to put the expert in the right field. If they need a furnace, we want a furnace guy. If they need air sealing and insulation, we do it. If we need, before that even happens, we need an audit or an assessment done, and that's where Fred comes in. So what we do is we put a specialty in the field right to the project that's necessary, so we don't have to sell a customer something they don't know or they don't need.
That's great. And I would imagine, Dean, same thing for you. If you're working on a specific heating and cooling problem, and then somebody talks about building, or they need a little bit of insulation, these guys have been the guys who you've referred to to other customers for years.
What we've done is when we go in the house, you have a lot of complaints about comfort and so on, and it's not just your heating system that will satisfy those comfort needs. Insulation, air sealing, and auditing with special rebates and so on that you can get through these programs that are available to the people that are qualified. You can get a lot of different rebates and make a lot of different money and have the proper choices for you.
And Fred, we were saying in the break, there's nothing worse than going in and deciding that you want a certain project done in your home, your residence, your small business or whatever, and it gets half done, and then the contractor doesn't come back, and you got to come in and finish a job. This avoids all that because you've got guys here who you trust.
Right, and we see this time and time again. We get into a building and the project is done improperly, or it is just not thought through thoroughly. And that's where I can come in and say, well, you really need a specialist on the insulation air sealing side or the heating side to fix this the right way, because this is the root cause of your problem, whether it's an uneven heating problem or high energy bills.
It seems to make sense, Mark. This is better than the single contractor way to go.
Absolutely. What you want to do is be able to assess what you know. And being an expert in the air sealing and insulation field, I can make recommendations to the homeowner on how to tighten their house up. But in the process, if I feel just by doing a visual inspection that maybe they need to have their furnace looked at, I call a specialist to that field. And that just leads us into better things for the customer, so I don't have to come in as a contractor who does it all and try to sell them the whole package when they don't need it. So, and then while we're there, we'll also make recommendations for the homeowner themselves for stuff they can do before we even get there.
Dean, it's interesting too, because the technology in what you do has changed so much in years. People have a lot of misconceptions about what they need as far as a furnace, or air conditioning or whatever. They really need to talk to somebody like you, who's on top of all this.
You can do, you're supposed to be doing heat loads in every home, which is going to give you the proper size. And 90% of all equipment out there is oversized or undersized or improperly sized.
Yeah, think about that for a second. You may have something in your house that is way too big for what you need. You were sold that, and that's what you're using now. It's not helping you at all.
You no longer go out and just replace the box that's existing. So there's a lot of different options and a lot of comfort issues that you can satisfy with new equipment and the proper insulation levels. And working together as a team, we can accomplish most of that.
Yeah, it sounds great. We have a big heating season coming up, and so we're hoping that a lot of people will understand that there are some benefits to getting this work done now. Some of these programs go away. You have to jump in now. And Fred, it would really help a lot of people to have you folks come on in and take a look at what they've got going on, whether it, like you say, it is a light commercial facility or a multi-family dwelling, anything like that. You can come in and help people.
We look at buildings of all types, whether it's small commercial or an apartment building or a single family home of any size. One of our goals is to look at the whole picture, not just focus on insulation or air sealing or just the heating system. We want all these systems interact with one another, and they produce either comfort in the home or comfort issues in the home or energy issues in the home. And we're trying to figure out what's really going on when we go into these buildings. We do some specific testing at certain times, and then we call in the specialist to help fix that problem.
Yeah, Mark, it seems like it makes so much sense to have specialists, you know what I mean, working under one roof, so to speak. And I know that's almost like your logo too. It's BES, and you see it under one roof. This makes an awful lot of sense where if you don't know the answer to something, you've got a specialist standing by who you can trust with this work.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when we're attacking issues in the home, especially when the audit process is done and we can look at on paper what needs to be fixed. And there we can give the best assessment to the homeowner. We can put the best package together for the homeowner because we brought in experts that can determine those things for you. And it's very important for that to happen. So like I said before, we're not putting something into the home that doesn't need to be done just to do it and make money.
Yeah.
So
what kinds of jobs can you do for people?
Basically, it may be just me walking in the house when you call us for an estimate and just doing a visual assessment of the home. We're looking for, where do you gain cold, where do you lose heat, where do you pick up radiant, say you don't have insulation in your walls, that may throw radiant into the house. And then from there, we'll want to determine, air leakage of the home, and that's where Fred comes in and the auditing end of things, and then how's your heating system. So it's just a visual inspection first, and then the mechanicals come after that.
That's great. We want the audience to know too that you're going to see these guys on again in the coming weeks, and we'll be able to open phones, and we'll be able to actually talk with the homeowners and find out what their issues are, and you can tackle those questions and answers, and you can see how BES works. I think that'll be really terrific as people get to know you. They'll understand your expertise in what you do and how you can help them. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Part of what we'd like to do is educate a little bit as well. I mean, because there are certain things that individuals can do in the home themselves, or at least you need to be aware of, that will help them be more comfortable and save energy.
And Fred, it's what you can do yourself and what maybe you don't want to tackle yourself, I think is just as important.
It is.
Some people can get in trouble that way,
Sure.
Get an expert in. Let somebody, my mother used to say, call the man, and get him in here and work it out, and everything is the way it's supposed to be, and it's what you expect. It makes your home more efficient, it makes your home more comfortable, and that some experts have been looking at everything that they're putting in, and it's proper and it's correct. And that's what it's all about.
We do a lot of that education on site too. When we go through a home, we don't just say this is what you have to do to your home. We say there's some simple things that you can do, and we'll show you how to do them and perform them yourself and save a little bit of money on the back end. Also, in the future, you'll save additionally, with energy efficiency. So.
Good information, and that's all everybody wants. So we've got Mark, Dean, and Fred here from BES, the Building Efficiency Specialists, and they're going to be back in the coming weeks, and they'll be taking your calls and questions and getting some great information out there. These are the guys you want to hire. Go to their website, buildingefficiencyspecialist.com, BES as they're known, or if you like calling numbers instead, just go to 417-6963 and let them get to work for you. 3 heads are better than one. These guys are a great team. We'll take a break and be right back.